Hi, welcome to STEM with Mrs. Sawyer. STEM with Mrs. Sawyer is a video collection of STEM challenges that you can complete at home with your family using the resources and materials that you already have. Each month, I will release a new challenge for you to do at home, and I will send it out in a newsletter that will also have some additional links for any other scientific vocabulary or ideas that you might want to research more before completing the challenge. All of the videos and newsletters are also available on my website and can be done in any order that you would like and can be repeated as often as you would like to do them as well. The challenge for this month will focus on the book If I Built a School by Chris Van Dusen. If you haven't read this book, I have a link in the newsletter where you can listen to it being read aloud, or I encourage you to go to your local library and check out a copy and read with someone at home. In the book, If I Built a School, there's a student who thinks, my school is pretty okay, but if I could build a school, it would be different than this. I want you to think of that. If you could build and design your own school, how would you design it? What features would it have? And for that purpose, we need to think of what is a school. And basically, it's just a place for learning. What that looks like is completely up to you. Start by entering the ask phase of the engineering and design process. So define your problem. What specific problem might you want to solve that you feel like maybe the school that you attend now has? What's something that it doesn't have that you think it should have? And then empathize with the needs of the people who would use it. What types of students would go to your school? And what are the needs that they might have? Now I want you to enter the imagine phase. This is where you're gonna ideate. You're gonna think of all the possible ideas you can think of. Brainstorm everything. No ideas off the table. You don't have to think about any limitations on supplies, any restrictions like that. You're just thinking of every possible solution that you can in order to design and build your own school. I want you to look at all the designs that you came up with in the imagine phase and choose one to make a detailed plan of. Which school design do you think is going to solve your problem the best and be the most successful? And now you want to make a detailed plan. So in your imagine phase, you're just sketching out all your different ideas, maybe making a list of things. But in this planning phase, you want to come up with a detailed drawing of what your school would look like and the features that it would have and how you would go about building a prototype to match your plan. Next, you're going to create a prototype based on the plan that you have from the last phase. This is where you're going to build your prototype. You're going to test it. What are some ways you can test it? Because we're not building like a life-size building. We're creating a prototype, but there are still ways that you can test your design and see what might work well and what might not work well. You want to refine it, make it better, and then retest it. And I want you to iterate that create phase as many times as you need in order to come up with a successful prototype. So you want to work through that build, test, and refine stage as many times as you need to in order to refine and improve upon your original prototype. Now take it further. What could you do to add to your school? Maybe there's another feature that you didn't have. Maybe you want to change one out completely. What can you do to take it to the next step? Can you make it taller? Maybe add another story to it? Maybe add a completely different idea that you had in your original imagine phase that you'd like to add to it now? Think of some way to take your design a little bit further than you did the first time. And never forget to share your design process with others. Take someone in your family, a sibling, grown up, maybe a friend that you have, and talk to them about all the things that you did to work through your design process and what you came up with and your prototype. Share it with them. Maybe take it through a testing phase while you're sharing your ideas with them. And they may have some ideas for how you can improve it for next time. Thank you again for joining me with STEM with Mrs. Sawyer. As a reminder, send me any pictures and video that you have of the challenges that you create at home, and that all challenges and newsletters are always available on our website, so you can go back to them at any time you'd like. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.